672 cars have taken the green flag in the American 700, but there are only 16 of them, or only 15 of them have ever won the American 700. 40 more will enter the history books as starting the race, but only one will come out on top. Welcome to the 16th running of the American 700. This race is known as the crucible of stock car racing. Stories are formed here, legends are made, drivers' careers are on the line, all to chase one crown, that being the American 700 Championship. With so much on the line for 700 miles of a race, it's an honest question of who will get their names written into the history books today. Will it be Sean Perkins getting his 4th American 700 crown? The only races he's ever won in the ARCSOA Elite Series has been the American 700. Will it be someone like Noah Hart, who has done almost everything in the ARCSOA Elite Series except win the American 700? Kenny Myatt, likewise, has not won Indianapolis or the American 700. Will it be a one-off driver, someone like Polsett or Leanne Campana, who did a fantastic job getting through bump day qualifying and getting on the pole? Sean Ard alongside of him, a young talent that's looking to possibly score an upset American 700 victory. All of these questions should be answered today. A large rookie class for the American 700 also looking to show that they're worthy of either a full-time ARCSOA Elite Series ride or worthy to prove that they are in a full-time ARCSOA Elite Series ride. I know that didn't sound very great, but we'll kind of go with it. It's a cooler night here. Temperature about 80 degrees tonight here at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. One of the nicer weather conditions we've ever had to run this race. It's probably and with the way that temperatures are supposed to go by the time the checkered flag falls in a few hours time, 4 hours time, it might be the coldest American 700 on record. Nice cold front came through earlier today. So today, we will be introduced to these 40 gladiators throughout this field. Let's take a look at who they are and what got them here. Starting in last place is Yevgeny Kuznetsov driving for Rus Autosport. This team has had a tough time getting to the track. They only set one lap, and that was that lap to get them into the American 700 during bump day. Very impressive that Kuznetsov and Rus Autosport makes the grid. It'll be interesting to see what they do throughout 700 miles of this great showing. On his inside, you have Maddie Myatt, starting in her worst ever starting spot in the American 700 in car 36 for Faulkner Kelly Racing. Team very much didn't get the kind of lap time that they would have liked in day one qualifying, but they kept their lap time, which was kind of controversial because they were kind of in that drop zone. They were the last car from day one qualifying to make the grid. It'll be interesting to see if this car has speed during the race, because we've seen it has speed throughout the season. Those Nissan GTRs tend to be quite quick. Bobby Jones is the next car on the grid. Jones has been stellar this season for the brand new Bradley Automotive team. Only 2 cars on the grid for them today, but Bobby Jones, another car that just barely got through qualifying. Good to see Bobby Jones on the grid. Jones nearly won an American 700 a number of years ago. Tim Randolph is a Rookie of the Year contender for the American 700, driving for the Toyota Racing Development Team in the Supra. It should be interesting to see if Tim Randolph can surprisingly get a good result for TRD. Darren Blake is the next car on the grid, driving for Nismo Sport, the factory GTR operation. Again, another driver who had a set time and kept it throughout day one qualifying. Lance Calvin, who is Bobby Jones's teammate, is the current Rookie of the Year for the championship contenders, and he will be a force to watch in this American 700. But again, this race is all about survival and not as much about driving talent. It's about survival and endurance. which is something that with Lance Kelvin we haven't seen yet. Maybe he has it, maybe he doesn't. Jordan Presto is in the Faulkner-Kelly qualifying P, qualifying right here on the grid. Presto is another Rookie of the Year contender, however, has been known for more of his off-track excursions at Sonoma than for anything on track. He does have a nice haul of points to his name, though. But again, can the GTRs last all 700 miles will be a question. Cody Lamas is the current points leader. He started on the outside of the front row last year, a little bit further back for DNC this year. It should be very interesting to see if Lamas can come from the back of the grid to compete for this American 700 crown, or is he just going to be points racing? He already has a large point lead, and the DNC has over 100-point lead in the team championship, and they have brought 6 cars on the grid. Will Lamas hold back, or is he going to go for the American 700 glory? We'll soon find out. Dewitt Fordale Jr. in the Toyota Supra starts on the outside of the next row up. Fordale is looking very, very fast today. He is expecting to claw his way through the field rather quickly. And with how the starts have been in this race in the past, that can happen very, very fast. Takumi Hirano in the Marlon Cuda will be the next car on the grid. Hirano is a Rookie of the Year contender for the American 700 crown. We will see how Hirano does. The Japanese driver for the Japanese Marlon operation should be a fun one to watch. His teammate, Tyler Berkman, starts on the next row up in the 46. Another Rookie of the Year contender. Going to be interesting to see how he performs. Sam Odoskin is the only Medina Moro car on the grid this year. And with the way that team has kind of had some backstories with infighting amongst the team, it's great to see that one of their cars makes the grid. Oskin will be going for his first American 700. Oh, maybe he could pull off the ultimate upset and win that race. Driving for Silver Speed, Trek Tauger. 2 years ago, he was the victor in the American 700. Will he come home again today and win a second American 700? That's all on him, and all up to the reliability of Silver Speed, which has been suspect all season in 200-mile races. We'll see if they can last 700. Anthony Griffith, driving for Team Thunder, makes the grid here in the FT86-2 Toyota prototype car. They had all kinds of reliability trouble during practice, only got out there for bump day, and Griffith put it on the grid. His teammate was very fast in the Baxter's consolation race. Didn't win it, but possibly could have won it. Griffith will be one to watch. Driving for the Skylark Automotive team, Evan Byrne is the next car on the grid. Will Byrne be a threat for this American 700? And alongside of him, we have Vince Freeze, last year's pole sitter for DNC, starting on the inside. Vince Freeze and DNC, they're looking to extend their team championship point lead, and they're looking to points race. But to get the most points, you have to win. And can Freeze be the driver to win? We'll find out eventually. His teammate, Quentin Moore, starts right in front of him. Quentin Moore, known as Chicken Boy on the field, was the first ever Baxter's Consolation Race winner. I believe this is the first time he's actually made the big show here in the American 700. Moore should be a thrilling one to watch. Alexander Rowe, driving for Silver Speed, is the next car on the grid in car 42. And one of the sleekest looking cars on the grid, Rowe nearly won the championship in his rookie year a number of years ago. However, Rowe kind of vanished off the face of the earth beyond that point. He is now back, looking for the American 700 crown. Next on the grid, we have Jack Halleck from Australia, driving in the 37 Vision Sports Honda. Halleck should be an interesting driver to watch there, as he's going to work with his teammate to go up through the order. Halleck is still looking for his first ARCSOA Elite Series win. Wouldn't it be something if he could win it in the American 700? Alongside of him, you have Ryan Griffin, who is runner-up in the championship right now. Griffin needs those points that an American 700 victory can give you in order to close down on Cody Lamas. And with it being a double points race, anything can happen in the points after the race is over. Kenny Myatt, driving for Vision Sports Honda, has attempted every American 700 so far. Myatt knows how to lose this race. He's lost it many different ways, despite having the fastest car on multiple occasions. He plans to work with his teammates, Rich Roy and Jack Halleck, to get up through the order and take the lead of the race. We wish him luck. DJ Curtis is starting on the inside. He is a two-time American 700 and the reigning American 700 champion. Here, driving the 00 car, or no, the 007 car. It's just numbered 7 out here, but that's because 3 7 cars attempted the American 700 this year. Can DJ Curtis go back-to-back, do something that no other champion has ever done in the American 700, and win this race? Back-to-back is going to be very difficult for him because you have 39 other hungry drivers looking for it. Next row, we have Vincent Allen, another two-time American 700 champion driving for Cathnex Engineering. I believe he is the only Cathnex to make the field this year. Cathnex Engineering had a bad American 700 Thunder week, but can Vincent Allen strike thunder in the hearts of many and win his 3rd American 700 in the race that his father perished in many years ago, 13 years ago? Eric Monaco cruelly had victory taken away from him last year as he was fighting with DJ Curtis at the end of the race. Eric Monaco came up short last year. However, can this be his year? Can this season 26 American 700, the 16th running of the American 700, be his? We will find out. Next on the grid is Chase Dunbar. Dunbar is looking in his Silver Speed to score big today in this American 700. The Silver Speeds are the fastest cars on the grid. However, their reliability has been suspect this year. Can they survive the full 700 miles to win the American 700? Mitch Hobbs has been growing increasingly frustrated with the reliability of his TRD Supra. He starts in front of his teammate. Maybe he will work with Eric Monaco to possibly pick up his first ARCSOA Elite Series race win in the biggest race of his life. Good luck to him. Jesse Turner in the Nismo Sport Nissan GTR starts next on the grid. Jesse Turner is a driver who has shown speed this year, getting his first win in Arkansas. And now he will be contending in this American 700, his second ever attempt in the American 700. I don't recall how he went last year, but I'm sure he would love to get that American 700 crown. On his inside, you have Daniel Bouchard, one of the fastest qualifiers all year in the 43 car, driving for Silver Speed. A lot of cars in his area of the woods are his teammates. 6 of them Silver Speed cars there are in this race. Can one of them hold out long enough to win the American 700 this season? Raymond Fisher looked like he was on course for a front row starting spot until Aiden Shepard bumped him off on day 1 qualifying. Project X looks very strong today, even though Dale Cole Jr., I believe, did not make the field. Oh, no, Dale Cole Jr. did make the field. Raymond Fisher could be one to watch. Nick Pericles on the inside had victory cruelly snatched with him by grenading his motor with a couple of laps to go in the American 700 after a dominating performance. Can he get redemption today in this American 700? Austin Rogers was in 48th position leaving day 1 qualifying. Now Rogers is duking it out for the American 700 crown. He qualified under the cloud cover. Or no, he didn't qualify under the cloud cover, but he looks very strong. But that car's got an experimental qualifying setup in it, and how will a qualifying setup relate into the race? We'll find out. On the inside is Sean Perkins, the 3-time American 700 champion. Could number 4 be on the cards today for Skylark Automotive? I don't know, but Perkins certainly thinks he can do it. One of the most confident drivers on the grid in his own ability. Aiden Shepard looked like he would have been the pole sitter, leaving day 1 of qualifying, setting down an amazing 193.7 mile an hour lap. However, when cloud cover struck on day number 2 of qualifying, he quickly fell down the order rather fast. Shepard will be a factor in this race. I can almost guarantee it. On his inside is Zayden Davidson, the first car to take a qualifying lap under cloud cover. His teammate Ryan Griffin has looked very strong this year, and he's been massively overperformed by Ryan Griffin. However, could Davidson be the victor today? Could Davidson get one up on his teammate? He nearly won this race a number of years ago, finishing third, I believe. Let's see if Davidson can win the race today. Dale Cole Jr., one of the hot young rookies in this season, looking to possibly get an American 700 crown. Project X really seems to like these high-speed ovals, and this could be a track that he performs very, very well at. Rich Roy, not much is known about him, is starting on the inside for Vision Sports Honda. He will be a factor in this American 700. I can almost guarantee you of that. Christian Vander Pesch, one of the most aggressive drivers on the grid, starts in the top 5. This race could mean him being considered a good driver to a legendary driver. A victory in this race would drastically raise the standing of him throughout the series. No longer would he be considered a wild and reckless young gun. He'd be considered an American 700 legend. Can Vander Pesch pull off the victory today? On the inside is one of the legends of the sport, Noah Hart. But he has never won the American 700 or the Indianapolis 250 for that matter. He did win the Grand Prix of Road Atlanta once. His brother Jacob Hart is the competition director, and he also had an American 700 crown. His best friend Nick Mays has an American 700 crown. Noah Hart doesn't have one. Could that change today? Onto the front row now. Sean Ard comes out of nowhere to get second on the grid. Could this be Sean Ard's day to finally come out of the shadows of being a midfield driver to possibly score an American 700 championship? And on pole is a driver who's been trying to get into the ARCSOA Elite Series full-time, Leanne Campana. This young driver has a lot of potential behind him in a highly prototype car with a very radical qualifying setup in it. Can Campana be the star of the day and win from pole? I don't believe any driver has ever won the race from pole. However, this could be their day. Now that we've looked at the top 40 on the grid, it's time to take a look at the keys to this race. Number 1 is mistakes on pit road. Pit road speed during green flag stops is critical to get your track position up. As the run goes on, the packs break up, and track position is ever so critical around here. Make sure you can handle this on pit road, because you can win or lose the race on pit road, especially if there's a green flag run at the end. The second key to this race is endurance. The human physical endurance gets tested every year we run the American 700. 700 miles with no brakes could be something that could tax the mind and body, and car for that matter. Lasting the whole distance is critical to winning the American 700. And the drivers who have the most stamina at the end of the race tend to do better. And finally, the last key to the race is early restart and start calamity. We've seen it before. Cautions breed cautions in this series, and especially in the hyper-competitive American 700, where 4 and 5 wide is commonly seen on restarts and starts. Chaos can typically brew, including the infamous big one that takes out a number of cars all at one time. Avoiding that drastically improves your chances to win the American 700. Getting involved in it almost eliminates you from realistic contention. Although last year we saw DJ Curtis get involved in an accident and come back and win the American 700. We'll see what happens this time. With that being said, the green flag is approaching, and one of these drivers, after 700 miles, will be crowned an American 700 champion. Let's see who that might be. And the field rolls around this 2.0 mile oval. 350 laps for 700 miles around this circuit. Mastering it can give you glory. However, those who do not make it are commonly forgotten. This is the most important time of these drivers' lives. As you can see, they're about to embark on the most intense race of their lives, the most important race of their lives. A lot of these drivers are nervous, knowing that the glory at the end of the tunnel is huge. One of these 40 drivers will be an American 700 champion at the end of the race. It might not be their first, and it might not be their last, but one of these drivers will have a very wonderful night tonight. Pace cars coming in. Here we go. The most prestigious 350 laps has begun. Here we go. Campana gets a great start. Hart doesn't seem to go on that start there. However, it's not about where you start, it's where you finish in this race. Down to turn one they go. Hart does get up to speed. It looks like Sean Ard did not get going either up there. Both the Action Terras struggled there. Onto the backstretch they go. It looks like Campana will lead down the back straightaway here over those undulations here. Remember, these cars have not tested under the lights during the night at all in this event. They've only ever practiced during the day. So there is going to be a hand lifting. Here comes Rich Roy in the Vision Sports Honda down low. So far, so good. It looks like I think Dale Cole Jr. has gotten into the wall. Campana leads lap one. But Perkins is now coming on the inside. We got 4 wide throughout the field now. Down to turn one they come once again. It's going to be a very chaotic night, I think. And this could be a very important race for one of these drivers. At the end of it, here they go down the back straightaway again. We're looking at 4 wide racing between the two TRDs. I see Alex Rowe down there 5 wide for a brief second there. Oh, Vanderpesch is going to get into the wall there. Campana, the former race, the pole sitter, into the fence as well. We have a battle between Sean Perkins and Nick Pericles at the front of the field. Pericles takes the lead of the race. He, of course, famously grenaded the motor at the start, or at the end of a American 700 that cost him the crown and the glory, even though he dominated the entire race. Last year's winner, DJ Curtis, now dives underneath Sean Perkins, trying to take over the lead of the race as Pericles has fallen back. Where is Pericles, for that matter? He has fallen way back now. He's down to 10th. It just shows how quickly a race can go here in this American 700. Also Vince Freeze now is trying to close in behind DJ Curtis. Tried to slot it in front of Sean Perkins, but Perkins' nose was still there. Diving down low with help from Noah Hart now. Vince Freeze is trying to go for the lead. It looks like both Hart and Freeze have a great car right now. Perkins gets into the wall, but now they go down the front stretch, and they're 3 wide for the lead. It has been a very, very close quarters race. And we have our first yellow flag in the race as Austin Rogers has lost a tire. Austin Rogers has lost a tire, and he will have to, I think, probably stop it on the backstretch because there is a lot of damage to that car. They're going to try and fix it, I think, but Rogers has a big problem. Alex Rowe takes the yellow flag here. It's on the end of lap 7 now, and now we have our first caution of this American 700. Rogers would get a tow back to the pits, but his American 700 has not gotten off to a great start. Tough break for Austin Rogers. The young rookie looked very strong today. Everyone would pit under this caution to see who would be see how the tire wear will play out here in this race. Looks like Sean Ard's going to be the first car off pit road, so Ard will lead on the restart. Tauger comes off second, Hart third. Tim Randolph from 26th up to 4th. Looks like DJ Curtis lost a number of spots there. This American 700 has gotten very, very interesting with pit stop strategy. Every driver and team wants to monitor how the tires have been wearing in this race, especially with a rather interesting mechanical problem. Oh no, there's something maybe wrong with Ard. Ard has to come back down pit road, it looks like, for maybe speeding on pit road. That is not what Ard wanted. Oh, there might be even something more wrong with that car, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, as Sean Ard is going to have to come down pit road once again, so that's actually going to put Trek Tauger in the lead of the race. That would be a fuel system problem for car 19. I thought it was a tire going down or maybe a speeding penalty, but it's a fuel system problem for Sean Ard. Maybe they didn't get all the fuel in the car. Austin Rogers will rejoin the race here after getting some pit stop work done. And he is only one lap down after pit stop cycles. So he will be on the tail. He will be on one lap down. However, that might end up benefiting him because if he can get back on the lead lap, coming back from one lap down is not that difficult. The 12 of Chase Dunbar is also reporting of a vibration on his car, so he might have to come down pit road as well. We are unsure of that, but we will keep that in mind as this race progresses. It is only lap 10 in the race. They've only gone 20 miles in 700. Tauger will lead on the restart now. Here we go. For the first restart of this American 700, caution 1 is now over. Here we go. Green flag is out and away we go. Down towards turn number 1 they go. It looks like Tauger will lead the field down. Noah Hart in second with Tim Randolph third. Austin Rogers is holding station there. They seem to have done a good job fixing up the fender on that car that got ripped open by that tire. Down the back straightaway now, Randolph is going for the lead with help from DJ Curtis, last year's winner. This could be a very impressive race for these drivers if they can handle themselves correctly. Rogers is hoping for a caution now. Well, maybe not now, because that would keep him a lap down. As DJ Curtis now is going for the lead of this American 700. Takes the lead on lap number 11, starting lap 12. Down to turn 1 they go once again with Sam and Ozkin coming out of nowhere to take over second. Medina Moro has been nowhere near the front of the field all year. I think they got a top 10 in Road Atlanta, but they haven't been a realistic contender for a victory, and Ozkin now is a driver to watch as he dives down low to take the lead in this American 700. It just proves that any one of these 40 cars could win this race. It's Takumi Hirano and the Marlon Cuda, and Raymond Fisher with DJ Curtis, or with Vince Freeze, I'm sorry, pushing station. Vince Freeze would slide up into the wall and get, actually kind of ride the turn 1 and 2 wall here for a bit. That's not what you want to do here if you're an American in this American 700. You don't want to get damaged early in this race. I don't know if it will be enough to bring him down pit road. However, Freeze has to be careful as to not damage that car any further in this race, because that could cause big issues for him, as it looks like he has some bad handling there. He gets into the wall again. Campana also in the wall further back. Our pole sitter, Leon Campana, has fallen back massively. He's down in 39th position, last of the lead lap cars. Right there, as Jesse Turner leads this race now. We are going to see a lot of lead changes here that we might not cover here on this highlight video, and that's simply because the lead is changing almost every lap right now. So as this race keeps going, anyone in this lead group other than Austin Rogers could theoretically take the lead. We're only focusing on the highlights for the time being because it is such a... the pack is so turbulent right now that things can change. So we'll keep an eye on any highlights that take place during this pack racing sector of the race. It is becoming clear, though, throughout this run that DJ Curtis has one of the strongest cars of the day. Curtis has been in the top 5 the last little bit here, only fallen out of it a couple of times since the restart on lap 9 or 10, whenever that was. And Yevgeny Kuznetsov, starting dead last and 40th now, is up to 3rd. That's an or second, actually fighting for 3rd, second. He will be 3rd on that lap. Just shows in 21 laps how quickly you can get up through this field here, but we're starting to see the trends of some cars to watch. Jack Halleck, Nick Pericles, and DJ Curtis are all 3 cars to watch so far in this race. Also another car that I think's fallen back a little bit, but Noah Hart looked really strong on the initial 6-lap run. He was holding his own up there. He's got a quick car as well. Hasn't been a good start to the race for the front row men. Leon Campana is currently running about 37th or something like that, and Sean Ard's currently running 39th. Ard, the front row runners have not had a great start to the race. Also, Aiden Shepard toward the back there. However, we're hearing that's because they are trying to hold off, waiting to see if there's an accident. Noah Hart as well, trying to pace themselves. Bobby Jones has led the last couple of laps here with Alex Rowe back there as well. Tyler Berkman and the Marlon Kudas coming up through the field, as well as a number of other drivers here. Sean Perkins is always one to watch in this race. Going to be something special to watch as this race keeps going here, as it actually looks like we got a battle for the lead for the first time we've had in a couple of laps. Bobby Jones has led the most laps in the race so far, but Alex Rowe now is going down low here. Not going to get it this time, but I think he will, probably coming out of turn 2. Anthony Griffith would be the first car to pit on the green flag pit stop cycle. A bunch of more would come in this time as well. Looks like also some problems for Daniel Bouchard getting on pit road as well here. We've got Darren Blake coming in, Zayden Davidson, DJ Curtis, Jordan Presto, Byrne, Campana, Myatt, Tauger, Ard, and Randolph coming in this time. Pericles, Rowe, and it seems like the majority of the field is coming in this time. Ooh, contact there between Halleck and the 8 car of Raymond Fisher there. They come on to pit road now. This is the majority of the field right here coming down pit road. Raymond Fisher has a lot of right side damage there that I don't think we've got there. Not a great start to the race for a lot of the people starting further up. Bobby Jones is one of the last cars to pit here, and we're going to kind of take a look at the order here, leaving the pits now, see where everybody kind of slots out here. Race leader right now is Darren Blake, I believe. I don't believe Campana's on the lead lap. Campana is on the tail end of the lead lap. So Leon Campana, not a great start for our pole sitter today. Second goes to Berkman in the Marlon Cuda. Third goes to Do It for Dale Jr. Evan Byrne, fourth. Griffith, fifth. Pitting early seems to work here. Rowe, Curtis, and Presto. Kuznetsov, Jones, one of the late pitters. Davidson, Halleck, Monaco, Vanderpesh, Fisher, Cole Jr., Myatt, Quentin Moore, Kenny Myatt, Oskin, Bouchard, Randolph, Ard, Tauger, Griffin, Lamas, Morano, Kelvin, Rogers, Hart, Roy, Shepard, Pericles, Perkins, Hobbs, Allen, Turner, Dunbar, Freeze, and Campana is your top 39 running order right now. And 40th, I believe, is still the 62 of Austin Rogers. Tyler Berkman now in the FNS Marlon Cuda is now trying to take over the lead of the race from Darren Blake. Now 2 one-off drivers duking it out here at the front of the field with Do It for Dale Jr., the highest of the full-time cars there. Jordan Presto also is closing in on that with Bobby Jones as well. So we are seeing the order kind of changing up here. We know Bobby Jones is one of the fastest cars on the grid right now, and this is going to be important. If any car blows up and another caution comes out, that the order is going to have to be changed, or that the order is going to kind of be in this order when we restart. Leon Campana is hoping a caution comes out sometime soon, because right now he is going to go a lap down as Presto catches the wall there. If Presto keeps doing that, he might be the site of that caution as they force Zayden Davidson way down low there, as they're all fighting for a top 5 running spot right now in this American 700. Davidson dives for it and grabs it. Tyler Berkman and Darren Blake have been transitioning the lead back and forth between the two of them. They've got a pretty big lead over third, however. That pack behind him is starting to form and starting to chase down Blake and Berkman at the front of the field. It's going to be interesting to see, because there's a lot of drivers up here we're not used to seeing in the ARCSOA Lead Series, because they're not full-time guys like Yevgeny Kuznetsov, Alex Rowe, Evan Byrne. I'm going a little further back. You got Jordan Presto back there as well. He's a full-timer. DJ Curtis, we know, as one of the fastest cars on the grid right now, or in the field right now. Curtis will be one to watch. Keep in mind, he won last year in a Ford. Going to be fun to see what he does today as well, as Eric Monaco, the guy he was racing with at the end, is the other guy that he's just trying to pass him right now, which Monaco couldn't do last year at the end of the race. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to be able to do as this race keeps going on, because this race does progress very similarly to a story, and as endurance gets more and more hard to get as this race goes on and energy levels deplete. A lot more mistakes tend to be made. As you can see, the pack up front is closing in, or the pack further back is closing in on the 2 leaders, who have now swapped the lead back and forth a couple of times, although Berkman's car looks a little faster than Blake's car. The F&S up there is looking a lot stronger than it has all weekend, really, or all week, really. Here comes Jones and Fordale through the field here. They're the next 2 fastest cars here, but we're going to be getting close to more pit stops here pretty soon. And these cars have a remarkably low fuel range. And pit stops are always going to be a factor in this event because that's just the way it is there's a lot of cars in this race. And a lot of pit stops are going to take place, especially under green. This pack of Aiden Shepard, Vincent Allen, Jesse Turner, Sean Perkins, Nick Pericles, Mitch Hobbs, Noah Hart, and Rich Roy have got to start worrying about going a lap down, especially Vince Freeze and Chase Dunbar, as Berkman now is closing in very quickly on them. They're setting some very quick times here, as you can see here. I might be a little off on that. They're about half a lap down, actually, right now. Chase Dunbar and Vince Freeze, they've got to start worrying about it, and Leon Campana is hoping for a caution right now. Bobby Jones now is making a move on Darren Blake now for second position on this race right now. This is where things start getting very interesting now as Tyler Berkman continues to lead. We've seen a remarkably low attrition rate so far in this race. No cars have fallen out of the race almost 50 laps in, and we're almost at the 100-mile mark, and no car has fallen out. So Bobby Jones in the lead pack. Remember, he went later on a tire run than these cars up front did. That will be something to watch as we keep going here, because Berkman's got to start thinking about pitting sometime soon. At the 100-mile mark, the 1/5 or the 1/7 of the way done mark, Bobby Jones is the leader here, as we are 1/7 of the way done here. 100 miles down. Bobby Jones leads, but Berkman and Kuznetsov now are quite close as, oh boy, we got maybe a problem on track. No, it's no problem. I thought there was a problem there, but it was just cars pitting. Darren Blake came down pit road with Anthony Griffith and Evan Byrne. They are now trying to jump Bobby Jones and Tyler Berkman here on their pit road cycle here. As here comes Jones and others down the track now. Anybody else dive for pit road? Looks like a lot are. Here comes DJ Curtis down pit road, along with Jordan Presto, Zayden Davidson, Sam Oskin, Tim Randolph, Trek Tauger, Sean Ard, Perkins, Shepard, Dunbar, and Freeze are all coming down pit road. Berkman dives for the lead here, as Bobby Jones stays out with Alex Rowe there. Remember, they're on that late cycle. Majority of the field coming down pit road now for the second of 3 of green flag pit stops here in this race. Third pit stop of the race in 50 laps just shows kind of the range that we're getting today, which hasn't been very good. Bobby Jones now is diving for pit road with Alex Rowe and Bouchard in third. Griffin is fourth. Matty Myatt's fifth. They all stayed out. Keep in mind, Rogers is a lap down, as you know. Darren Blake is, of course, a lap down, but he was the first car to pit. Remember, he was in that lead-off group. And Blake, I think, should be able to take the lead, I think, after this, if trends from the first pit stop move over to this, or second green flag pit stop. Oh, we do have a problem here with Chase Dunbar, it looks like. And we got a tire going down here. There is debris on the track. They're going to let the pit stop cycle run itself out. It sounds like we might get a yellow flag once the pit stop cycle runs out here, because Dunbar is coming down pit road again. That's not going to be good for Dunbar. And just like to plan, the yellow flag does fly after the pit stop cycle. Chase Dunbar did lose a lap, however. There are only 3 cars 1 lap down, so there shouldn't be too much battling going on, as Darren Blake and Tyler Berkman will lead the field down to the caution flag here. Hannah nearly got his lap back, actually, there. And here we go for the second caution in this American 700 at lap 56 for Chase Dunbar breaking down. The one car had to go on pit road twice because of a possible fuel line problem, but I think they fixed that. He will be back in this race. It is Do It for Dale Jr. leading the race on the restart here. And as you know, these restarts can get quite crazy here. Green flag is out. 3 cars, 1 lap down. 2 of the DNCs of Campana and Rogers. And then Chase Dunbar, of course, is 2 laps down after his tire blew on track. Here we go, down into turn 1 again. It is Fordale, Jones, and back there you have Blake. All 3 of those lap cars are on race speed. We have not had any cars fall out of the race in the 120 miles that we've run in this race so far. Down the backstretch now, you've got the lap cars of Dunbar and of Rogers trying to work with each other here. Jones has taken over the lead of the race. These restarts are quite chaotic, as it looks like Blake and Halleck got into the wall there. Start of lap 61 now for these drivers, and it's going to be a long race here. We're almost an hour into it, and we're only on lap 60 of 350, so it is a long endurance race, this event is. Oh, we got more problems on track somewhere. Looks like the 82 car of Yevgeny Kuznetsov, who was running so well, is on pit road. That's going to be a tough break for him. Possibly a tire going down there, but it looks like it is an ill-fitted wheel, so again, a pit stop mistake does cost Yevgeny Kuznetsov a spot on the grid. Race continues on. Oh, problems for Kenny Myatt now in the 47 car. He comes down pit road. Apparently there is something wrong with that car as well. So he is currently going down pit road. Maybe it is an overheating problem with the 47. And they brought it down pit road to get more coolant, it looks like. So, tough break. They're going to actually do a full pit stop cycle here. So Myatt's got to hope for a long run to get back on the lead lap. That caution is allowing some of those guys that were further in the back to catch up the field a little bit here. They've learned a little bit about the pit stop cycles here. When's a good time to pit, when isn't. And now you're seeing drivers like Noah Hart, who were strong early in this race, start to claw their way back up the order as this race keeps going. Anthony Griffith now on pit road here. It looks like there's some pit strategy going on now. Myatt, we don't think had an overheating problem. We thought we did originally, but it looks like there's a number of cars all trying to come down pit road a little bit early here in short pit and maybe get themselves way ahead of the field, provided a caution were to come out. It's a track position game now, and it's all about when the cautions fall, really. Problems for Do It for Dale Jr. He is on pit road here. I don't know if this is an early pit road stop here. Obviously, Kuznetsov's back down pit road, so there's more problems with that car. So it looks like there might be tire issues on today, just in general tire issues, as Fordale comes back out of the pits and Kuzy's back on pit road. So it's going to be a tough race here as Tim Randolph and Jesse Turner have basically led since that last restart. These 2 cars have really shown what kind of speed they have. They've actually worked on Ard's car to get it back up the order now. He is actually going for second right now. Probably not going to get it in that corner, but Sean Ard, great to see him that far up the order. However, it's time for more pit stops now. Green flag stops beginning here. And here comes some of the drivers down pit road now. It is Fisher, Ard, Hirano, Vincent Allen, I saw Ard down there. Hirano, Allen, Davidson, Curtis, Perkins, Shepard, Halleck, Taggart, Cole, Kelvin, Jones. Everybody here is going to be very, very cautious with getting on pit road. Looks like Randolph and Turner, the 2 leaders this cycle, are coming down pit road as well. The front of the grid right now consists, after pit stop cycle, consists of Takumi Hirano, Raymond Fisher, Tim Randolph. All 3 guys that are one-off cars. Jesse Turner is currently running in 4th. Vincent Allen 5th. 6th is Sean Ard. 7th is Do It for Dale Jr. 8th is Jordan Presto. 9th is Bobby Jones. 10th is Mitch Hobbs. 11th is Alex Rowe. 12th is DJ Curtis. 13th is Sam Odoskin. 14th is Quentin Moore. 15th is Pericles. 16th is Halleck. 17th is Dunbar. 17th is Roy. Dunbar's a lap down. 18th is Davidson. 19th is Myatt right there. 20th goes to Perkins. 21st Columbus. 22nd to Tauger. 23rd to Vanderpass. 24th to Bouchard. 25th to Blake. 26th to Berkman. 27th to Byrne. 28th to Calvin. 29th to Cole Jr. 30th to Freeze. 31st to Monaco. 32nd to Shepard. 33rd to Noah Hart. Kind of surprising he's that far down the order. 34th to Griffin. 35th is Kenny Myatt, who just had to pit, along with Anthony Griffith. Do It for Dale Jr. comes down pit road once again early here. This has been paying off for him on this pit road cycle here. Also, Vincent Allen comes in as well. That will be interesting as the cycle kind of progresses here. Mitch Hobbs is currently leading here over Takui Hirano and others. It's getting down to the 200-mile mark in this race, and this is where things really start breaking with cars, we've noticed in the past. And as you can see, the cars are not handling as well. Also looks like Raymond Fisher's coming in, so it looks like at the 200-mile mark we're going to have a green flag pit stop cycle here. Hobbs stays out again here. He's got one more lap till 200 miles. We tend to always give updates here at the mile marker marks, and that's going to be interesting as we keep going. Lance Kelvin and Zayden Davidson bring it down pit road. Looks like Hobbs and the rest of the brigade are going to be coming down pit road here. We will keep an eye, though, to see. It looks like, Hobbs is going to stay out to lead at the 250-mile mark. It looks like Turner's coming in, though, as Mitch Hobbs, who hasn't been much of anywhere all day now, leads at the 200-mile mark of this 700-mile race. We're 2/7 of the way done. However, this short pitting strategy seems to work as Vincent Allen now leads the race here. A lot of these earlier pitters are the cars to watch as we keep going forward. And it's very interesting here. Here comes Hirano down the inside with Jesse Turner, Jordan Presto, Bobby Jones, etc. These early pitters like Quentin Moore are going to be drivers to watch as we keep going. However, we are definitely not done with cautions yet in this race. Since the pit stop cycle, Raymond Fisher and Jesse Turner have been dueling back and forth here between these two drivers. They have become the class of the field of the full-timers there. Bobby Jones has also worked his way through the field, as is Jordan Presto. Vincent Allen, Mitch Hobbs is still up there, Quentin Moore. Sean Ard is still hanging around there. Nick Pericles has worked his way through the field. Sam Oskin's been strong all day. Randolph, Myatt, Halleck, Fordale, Vanderpesh, Berkman, Shepard, Rowe, Blake, Kelvin, Dunbar is a lap down, Roy, Curtis, Davidson, Perkins, Bouchard, Lamas, Byrne, Tauger, Freeze, Rogers, Hart. Eric Monaco's got a little front end damage. Not sure where he picked that up. Probably on pit road somewhere. Brian Griffin, Dale Cole Jr. And as we go through the field, that is the current running orders. Bobby Jones just taking the lead. As you can see here, it is a very, very clean race. All 40 cars after 200 miles are still in the event. That is very impressive. We did not expect that to happen so far in this race. Jordan Presto now would dive underneath Bobby Jones for the lead. Presto has been very strong in this race, clawing his way through the order. It's been a very clean American 700. Very, very clean, and every driver has been minding their own P's and Q's so far in this event. Fantastic showing so far. We did go one year 120 laps without a crash, I think, a number of years back. I'm thinking we might be in the same boat again here where we go a long distance without an accident. I believe the one that Pericles nearly won that Ike Durbin ended up winning was another one where there was only one accident all day. And that was a very interesting American 700. I think we set a low caution record that time. I think we only had like 3-4 yellows. Oh, we have our first car with problems. That's Kenny Myatt blowing up the motor here on lap 121, and we are in the middle of a pit stop cycle. So I don't believe we're actually going to get a caution right away, but they're going to let it cycle through like normal, like they did the last time. And they're going to throw a yellow, but tough break for the three-time ARCSOA Elite Series champion. He will fall out of the race here on lap 122. The first car to fall out of the American 700 this year. So coming to the caution flag here on lap 127, caution flies due to the pit stop cycle being over. 128 now. For Myatt blowing up, Bobby Jones is the leader of the race here. So here we go. This American 700 has been a very fast one right now. Only the third caution here on lap 128. That is an impressive showing by these drivers. The 18 was also lucky that a caution came out there, because right as the caution flew, the 18 would have a tire go down. He would fall in the back of the field here, but he also was going to be close to going a lap down as well, as it was just on track, and then having a tire go down, that could have cost him his entire race there. Ryan Griffin with him and nearly went a lap down as well. Dale Cole Jr. was the big loser in that. He did go a lap down on that cycle. Under yellow, we have problems for Anthony Griffith. Looks like suspension problems for Anthony Griffith. That might be interesting here. I don't believe we're going green this time, though, so he should be able to get down pit road and get that fixed and then join up at the tail end of the grid without losing a lap, because I don't believe Griffith is a lap down. I think the caution fell just right for him to stay back on the lead lap. So, again, very, very interesting position right now, as ARCSOA is doing a good job letting the field cycle through in order to not catch cars laps down. But that does work out quite well for them. Tyler Berkman, and so far the dominant car of the day, Bobby Jones, will lead the field back to the green. Jones has had the best car of the day so far, and now that we're going back to this very close quarters racing that we see on these restarts, things will get very difficult for drivers as they get going. Green flag is out and away we go. Berkman gets a great restart there. All of these lap down cars, 39 cars still running in this race out of the 40 that started. Down to turn one they go. Very, very good start by the field here, but we're a little concerned with how crazy will this pack get as Cole Jr. is trying to get his lap back. There, down the back straightaway now. Campana and Dunbar are going by on the inside here. And we're already going back to the 3 and 4 wide racing that we see on these restarts. You don't want to get into an accident too early in this race, and you've got to be very careful with the way that everybody's been racing around this track. Down to turn one once again here. Race leader is now, I believe it's actually Randolph, as here comes Hirano now down low trying to get the lead away from him. Look at Samit Ozkit. He has been solid all day in the Medina Moro car. We have not expected this from Medina Moro at all. And oh boy, that's a very close battle there. Nearly gets into Berkman there. Rogers in the wall as well down the front stretch. 4 wide racing now around the American 700 facility here. They've done a very good job at pacing themselves, but now as we are, well, it's still not the time to go. We're not even at halfway yet. But things start, there tends to be a pickup around here as drivers start getting a bit antsy as this race keeps going. Very, very solid racing action, though, at the front of the field. Looks like down low, Randolph and Hirano continue to battle, as it looks like Matty Myatt actually goes up to 3rd position. Looks like Ozkin did catch the wall back there. Raymond Fisher coming up. Alex Rowe through the field here. Daniel Bouchard, who has been leading for a little bit on the middle of pit stop runs. Bouchard has been one of the latest to stay out all day. His teammate Aiden Shepard up there. Nick Pericles climbing through the field. I'm interested to see where is Noah Hart. Remember, he started at the tail end of the field there. And where's Anthony Griffith? He was also back there. And I'm interested to see how far what kind of order they went up. Actually, no, Griffith fell out of the race with suspension trouble, so tough break for Anthony Griffith. Christian Vanderpesch has become quite strong now that they've got Randolph out of the lead. Randolph has been the strongest car. Him and Bobby Jones have been the 2 strongest cars so far on the day. Although Randolph has been struggling a little bit on the outside line. He tends to like the lower lines now. Vanderpesch is the leader of the race, but it looks like others are closing in. Zayden Davidson, for example. A lot of people were even saying, I think Aiden Shepard famously said Davidson shouldn't even be in the race. And, well, Davidson's running 2nd on the grid right now. Nearly gets into Austin Rogers there. Don't want to do that too often, if you ask me, but it's a very, very close quarters racing here around this track here. Rowe and Rogers, in the wall goes Rogers there. Oh boy. A little bit more, we might get a caution. Oh, Nick Pericles had a tire go down, it looks like, but no debris on track. So Pericles is going to rejoin the race here. Oh no, it wasn't a tire going down, it was just a pit stop, I guess. It wasn't a tire going down. So he is on a different pit strategy than everybody else, so he's got to hope it goes green for a bit like we've seen today. We nearly had our first caution of the day when, our first crash of the day when Zayden Davidson and Christian Vanderpech made contact fighting for the lead there. Davidson nearly went into the inside wall down there, but luckily brought it back under control and then nearly got back up into the 14. But luckily Vincent Allen was aware of what was going on there. That could have been horrific in front of the field there because they were battling for the lead. Raymond Fisher is another driver that we need to watch as this race keeps going on. Once he got the damage on the right side fixed from earlier from hitting the wall, he's been quick. Fisher is, of course, a driver that you need to watch as this race keeps going. It's just another race in which people are kind of duking it out kind of stuff. It's a very interesting races there. There's a lot of comers and goers. I mean, where's the 36 been all day? Oh, Fisher with problems way down low there. Looks like Fisher does get back to the throttle a little quicker there, but where's the 36 been all day? The 22 has been solidly strong. Chase Dunbar's a lap down. Of course, Cody Lamas has been nowhere all day. He is up in the lead group now, running 7th. Hirano's been there all day. Aiden Shepard's been down the order. Noah Hart restarted toward the back due to a tire going down. He's up to 14th. Again, it's just a lot of very comers and goers race here. And still, there's like 35 cars on the lead lap, or 34 cars on the lead lap here. Trek Calger diving down low here, trying to get by a bunch of cars here. That's going to be a good battle for him here, I think. Possibly a pit stop game here for Tyler Berkman as he dives down pit road now. Berkman is going to try a different pit stop cycle here, and this is a very, very aggressive strategy here. We've seen this strategy kind of throughout this race where cars kind of pit early and get a big run there later on, and we know Berkman's got a heck of a car. Matty Myatt gets a run out of nowhere to get by Vanderpech as Vanderpech had to way well up the throttle there to let to give room to the 82 car there. Davidson's bringing it down pit road, it looks like now, as has Lance Kelvin brought it down pit road last time around. Anybody going to join Davidson on pit road? Looks like a bunch of cars. Aiden Shepard, Do It For Dale Jr., Randolph, Halleck, Tauger, Monaco, Cole on pit road as well. So here we go with another pit stop cycle. Looks like Campana's coming in as well. Going to be a very interesting pit stop cycle here. And after that pit stop cycle, sure enough, Tyler Berkman goes to the lead of the race. So it just shows what that aggressive strategy can do. Also looking at where Nick Pericles is. Pericles was again on an aggressive pit strategy. He is still in the top, I guess, half the field right now, but Pericles pit a lot earlier than Berkman did. Berkman's going to lose that speed to Matty Myatt now and Zayden Davidson. So Davidson is looking incredibly strong here as the field is spread out quite massively here. Again, it's going to come down to a pit stop cycle, I think, here, or another car blowing up if we're going to get another caution. Noah Hart's team crew has not given him good pit stops at all. He was in the top 10, and once again, he's down to 29th position. That's not good for Hart. Also, we have passed the 300-mile mark, and race leader was Tyler Berkman at that time. So Tyler Berkman at the 300-mile mark was your leader. By lap 160 for the leaders, Nick Pericles has already repitted his car. I don't know if that strategy is working because he's losing too much time on older tires doing it. So Pericles is going to need to hope for a brief window of yellow, or else it's not going to work out for him here, I don't think. He needs everyone to pit, and then on that pit stop cycle, a caution happen while he gets back on the lead lap. So it has to be late in that pit cycle for it to work. So Pericles is kind of in a rough spot. Darren Blake is another driver that's trying to short pit his way into this race here. And you saw what it did for Berkman there. Berkman has lost a little bit of time here. Berkman is down to 9th position here. Just trying to hold on to this little pack here. Berkman's car isn't handling as well because it's on obviously older tires. But Berkman is going to be a driver to keep your eye on once he pits to see what kind of speeds he does at the end of the run, or at the beginning of a run when everybody else is ending a run here. It looks like Oz can back out of the throttle. Berkman's trying to hold on. Fisher in the wall. Again, this is the kind of racing that we see in this American 700. It is a wild showdown here. And with this many cars still in the running here, only 2 cars have fallen out, and we're almost halfway through the race. Oh, we have a problem for Quentin Moore in the 08 car, and that might be a yellow here before a pit stop cycle were to begin. I think Berkman's going to get messed up on it, though. Looks like Chicken Boy had a turbo failure in his car here, and this is right as Tyler Berkman was on pit road. His pit strategy didn't play out. It would have worked if he would have stayed out a couple more laps there, but he's going to be a couple of laps down when that caution flew. Also, under the yellow, Zayden Davidson, much like Noah Hart, would have a tire go down as well here. And we're about halfway through the race here, and Davidson got really lucky because he was running second position when this happened, and he is one of the chief guys that we're going to be watching as this race keeps going throughout it. So, again, very, very lucky here for Zayden Davidson that this tire starts going down when under yellow. Samet Ozkin, however, this is an aggressive move, is staying out for track position here. I don't know if I like this move if I'm Ozkin here. This could backfire quite massively on it. Ozkin would eventually bring it down pit road, thankfully. Also, Eric Monaco coming back down to repair some damage there. That is going to be very important on this 4th caution of the race. Also, Quentin Moore does get back out there. Good to see, as the race leader will now be Takumi Harano, Berkman's teammate. Berkman is only 1 lap down, however, but that caution did mess him up idly there. So clearly it wasn't a turbo failure on car number 8 here, but this would be a problem that would get him at least a lap down, if not 2. No, it's only a lap down here for Quentin Moore. So Chicken Boy falls a lap down. Takumi Harano will lead Tyler Berkman, or well, actually, they're on the tail end of the lead lap, Berkman and Kuznetsov. Harano leads the field back to the green, and away we go. Pericles is a lap down. He got caught out by that caution. Dale Cole Jr. got caught out by a caution, as did Chase Dunbar. Green flag is out here. We're 1 lap from halfway, so the next car that comes back around with the lead is going to lead at the halfway mark of the race, which is the 350-mile mark in this event here. Down the back straightaway here, into turn 3 now, and here we go once again with the crazy racing we're used to seeing here. Is Blake on the lead lap? No, he is not, so I think actually Harano led that time by. So Takumi Harano leads at the halfway mark. I don't recall ever a driver leading at halfway winning the race, though. It gets very risky now in this stage of the race. Oh, Lamas nearly into Turner back there. That could have been bad. Lamas almost into Jesse Turner's car there, and that could have been bad because that would have wiped out about half the field there. Also, Bobby Jones versus Raymond Fisher. We haven't seen either of these 2 cars in a little bit at the front of the field. They were fast early in this race, but they are now trying to get up through the order here. Zayden Davidson, of course, with that tire going down, had to take a little bit extra time there, making sure there was no damage. He is currently clawing his way up the order. Oh my goodness, that didn't look like it was going to end well there. I saw Leon Campana. They were trying like 6 wide down in turns 3 and or down in 1 and 2 there. You got to be so very careful here at these restarts not to get into a wreck, and the field has done an awesome job at avoiding it. But who knows here? Oh, contact. Somebody gets in the wall. I think it was Kuznetsov got into the wall there. Harano, I think, is still leading as Randolph. No, it actually is Vanderpesh is leading as Randolph is closing in now. Randolph's trying that middle line here. Gets a good run on Vanderpesh now. Oh, crash in the back! Crash in the back. And somehow that didn't end badly for Jack Halleck there. I think they got a little bit cautious with throwing the yellow there, but luckily for them, they did, because that could have gotten a lot worse. And this was a valid yellow here as Takumi Harano, Yevgeny Kuznetsov, and Jack Halleck make contact here. Hirano would go into the inside wall here, backing into the inside wall, and Hirano would take some heavy rear end damage there. Tough break for Takumi Hirano. We're on board with Hirano now, and I did just jinxed him really. I said I don't recall ever somebody at halfway ever winning, who led at halfway ever winning the race here, and well, Hirano just took a nice little spin to the inside wall in order to make sure that didn't happen. Tough break for Takumi Hirano. Here it is again, and we're looking at Kuznetsov and Hirano here. Halleck's also going to slide up here, so it's a contact originally between Hirano sliding up into Kuznetsov, and just around goes Hirano there, into the inside wall, and just not a whole lot Hirano could do. Well, Hirano slid up there. I think Hirano could have backed down a little bit there, but if anyone, that incident was on Takumi Hirano, and he got the worst of it. Christian Vander Pesch leads on the restart now. Did anybody get their lap back from that? I don't believe so. Yeah, Berkman didn't. And obviously Kuzi didn't. Here we go, lap 182. Green flag is out once again here. And now you're going to start seeing, now that we're halfway through it, we're going to start seeing this race kick up here, I think. Down to turn one they go. Vander Pesch leads the race. Randolph second. And now you got everybody trying to get back on the lead lap if there's another caution quickly here. We've seen now that restart caution that we've been fearing. Luckily it was small with Takumi Hirano, Yevgeny Kuznetsov, and, I forget. Takumi Hirano, Yevgeny Kuznetsov, and another car was in it. And now we got a new leader with Tim Randolph. Randolph has been one of the dominant cars of the day so far in that 81 car. Raymond Fisher now has closed up into this battle as well. Oh, Jesse Turner's car is all over the place back here. He led for a little bit today. This pack does not look like it's going to end well here if they keep this kind of racing up here. We go to the helicopter can. Up there, I think that's Rowe on the outside of Byrne there. Oh boy, this is very, very close racing there. A little bit of close contact there. I think that's Moore in the middle of that pack there. Yes, it was. Getting into an incident, or nearly getting into an incident with Turner, who Turner's car does not look like it's handling very well. Look at Shepard way down low as well there. Any type of incident here can end badly. We saw it with Takumi Hirano. Hirano didn't fall out, but Hirano, I believe, is quite slow right now. We're going to look back at Takumi Hirano. Hirano is at the back of the field, but is keeping up with the pack. Very close racing on the high line up there. Coming off of turn 4. Cole in the wall there. Holds up Ryan Griffin, our runner-up in points. There's Cody Lamas duking it out 4 wide with Ard Moore and Rich Roy. You can already see the anticipation and the racing action is kicking up here. Here we go. The angst of the field is starting to go a little bit crazy now. Race leader now is Vincent Allen. Clawing his way through the field here. Here's Vince Freeze now. In second, Allen gets into the wall there. Freeze is in second. It looks like it's going to be a Vincent v. Vince battle here. And things are going to get wild if that's the case. The people involved in that accident, Takumi Hirano still holding up in the pack here. Jack Halleck was involved in it. He's still in 7th position. Got out of that very nicely. And Yevgeny Kuznetsov is still a lap down, but still is very quick. So luckily that incident did not seem to damage too bad there. Although Hirano goes from the leading the race a couple laps ago to the back of the pack. Jack Halleck goes from spinning out Takumi Hirano to fighting for the lead in 10 laps. So Halleck has not experienced any problems with that car, any ill effects of that car. Halleck to the lead of the race there, as it looks like Randolph is falling back there. Vander Pesch in 2nd position. Looks like Randolph's going to try and hold off Freeze for 3rd. Also, good job by Evan Byrne being in this race still as well. Byrne is looking very strong. Samit Ozkin now has taken over the lead of this American 700 in the Medina Moro car, and you know how that family's been fighting? If he ends up winning this race, I think they have to put their differences aside in order to celebrate a victory here, because Samit Ozkin is flying around this track right now in the Medina Moro car. Looks like we also have Evan Byrne in the field as well. Byrne, remember, he was second slowest in day one qualifying. And now he is up in second position. And just overall, a fantastic showing there. Jack Halleck and Sean Ard are third and fourth. Fifth is Myatt. Sixth is now Mitch Hobbs. Seventh is a battle between Lamas, Randolph, Vanderpesh, Curtis, Vincent Allen up there, Aiden Shepard, Rich Roy, Vince Freeze a little further back, Bobby Jones, Quentin Moore. Moore is a lap down. Keep in mind, Campana's a lap down. Fisher is on the lead lap. Perkins is on the lead lap. Monaco, Davidson, Fordale. Also, we got Ryan Griffin and Kelvin there. Bouchard has been holding back a little bit. Noah Hart's pit stops have been so dreadful. He has been nowhere near the front. Trek Tauger, Jesse Turner, Rowe, and Hirano are the lead lap group. We also have one car here that is still on the tail end of the lead lap. That is Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Rich Roy would be the first car to dive down pit road here. He's going to try that short pitting strategy that really puts some people in the front of the field as Samit Ozkin has taken over control of this race for the most part here. Anybody else come down pit road, it looks like? Doesn't look like it. That was Rich Roy, of course, there. Ozkin now has two lap cars between him and Matty Myatt and Evan Byrne in second and third. Ozkin is doing an awesome job there in that 22 car. I don't think anybody would have thought a Medina Moro would be in this battle to possibly win the race at almost the 400-mile mark. He's coming to the 400-mile mark now, and it looks like Ozkin will lead then. I mean, what a showing by Samit Ozkin now. Samit Ozkin leads at the 400-mile mark of this race. We are past halfway in this 700-mile classic. And after the pit stop cycle, congrats to Rich Roy for taking the lead. So that short pitting strategy by a couple laps actually helped him here. So Roy leads the race here over Samit Ozkin. Vanderpesh, Rogers and Berkman are, of course, a lap down. Halleck, Myatt, Ard, Byrne, Pericles, Curtis, Bouchard there. Randolph, Shepard, Jones, Hobbs, Fisher, Freeze, Lamas, Presto, Blake, Davidson. Hirano's up in 19th, surprisingly. Tauger, Kelvin, Rowe, Cole Jr.'s a lap down. Griffin gets into the wall with Fordale there. Vincent Allen there. Jesse Turner. Eric Monaco has been nowhere all day. Noah Hart. Leon Campana is a lap down. Sean Perkins and Kuznetsov is still on the tail end of the lead lap. 43 car's got a vibration on that car. He apparently hit some debris, and we might be getting a yellow from it, it sounds like. As you can see on our little board here, 43 is reporting of a tire and wheel damage from debris on the track, so tough break for him. Samit Ozkin once again stayed out during the pit stop cycle, so I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but Ozkin is in contention to win this race, and it doesn't ever seem like they make the right pit call, so we'll see if that turns out well for him by the end of the race. Ozkin would lead the field back to the green, but keep in mind he's got a field of very, very nice tires behind him. Off they go down into turn one here. Fantastic start there by the entire field here. Let's see what happens down into turn one here. We don't have long left in this race. We're, again, it's a very, very, it's been a very fast American 700, to be honest with you. Down the backstretch, they go. Looks like we got, the lap cars are doing battle with one another here. This is going to make things very difficult here. Myatt's going for the lead now. On Ozkin, Pericles is sliding around a little bit there. Don't want to get into too much of an incident there. Looks like Ozkin will lead that lap, though. However, things are getting very, very wild down there. I think I see 5 wide at one point. Oh, boy. Here we go. This track's wide enough that you can pull that off, but not for long. It takes a lot of driver skill to do this here. Here comes Bobby Jones down the inside now. I think Bobby Jones is going for the... No, Rich Roy is the leader, actually. Rich Roy to the lead of the race. Where he came from, nobody really knows, but Roy is your leader. And Sam Oskin and the Medina Moro crew would have to pit that car under green. So that pit stop strategy didn't work. Whatever they were thinking didn't work for Oskin and possibly cost him any chance of this American 700 championship. However, this race isn't over yet, as Bobby Jones has a really nice lead of this race here over second position Mitch Hobbs and third position Daniel Bouchard. We're starting to see some of the full-timers start clawing their way through the field today. Even though Austin Rogers is a lap down on merit, on speed here, he's trying to pit early to maybe short pit in order to get back up through the field here. It's an aggressive move, but when you're a lap down at this stage in the American 700 with how clean of a race it's been, you got to do some aggressive things, if you ask me. This could get him back on the lead lap. Oh, we got a crash, Matty Myatt. Well, a little further back it was Raymond Fisher around off Vince Freeze. I'm sorry, it was Vincent Allen and Raymond Fisher going around here. Down the track he goes, but this time for Fisher, he got lucky, kept the car under control, and stayed in it. So yellow flag flies for Raymond Fisher. However, Ryan Griffin would get burned by the pit stop cycle here, as he was going to try and short pit when this incident took place. And, well, Ryan Griffin is going to fall a lap down at least. There goes the second Vision Sports Honda of the bunch. Rich Roy has blown the motor, so that makes Halleck the only Vision Sports Honda left. But Rich Roy under yellow flag grenades the motor at lap 230 of 350. It's been a tough day for the Vision Sports Honda Brigade. Luckily, Jack Halleck is still in this race for them. But things are going to get very interesting now that Roy is falling out. Bobby Jones will lead the field back to the green here after caution number 7 flies. Here we go. Green flag is out, and away we go. Here back at the American 700, Bobby Jones has been the dominant car of the day today. There's Vanderpesh, Fordale, Daniel Bouchard, Mitch Hobbs is up there, Alex Rowe, Evan Byrne, Aiden Shepard, Sean Ard, Hirano is in the top 10 despite spinning earlier. Down the back stretch they go now. And now you're going to see the action kicks up once again here in this American 700. Down low, here comes the 8 car. Roy has fallen out of the race officially now. And again, we're always seconds from disaster on these restarts, especially with it being 4 wide, a little further back. One car sliding up could equal a bad incident here. Contact between Berkman and Jones. That almost didn't end well there for restart leader Bobby Jones there. Contact there between Vanderpesh and Berkman now. Oh boy, this is very, very close racing there. Ryan Griffin, the lap car, gets into the wall there. Jones is down low. This is kind of nerve-wracking racing, isn't it? Look at Noah Hart slide up the middle there. Hart was sideways through the middle of the pack there. Got into somebody there. We're going to go back and take a replay of that. Helicopter view of Noah Hart. Was lucky to catch this shot here. Down the field there. Hart sideways gets into a little bit of row there, but keeps his foot in it. Battle for the lead between Sean Ard and Cody Lamas now. Lamas goes underneath Ard. Ard, of course, as you know, started on the front row. Didn't have a great start to the race there. 88 car, Dale Cole Jr. pits. Possibly a fuel pickup problem with Cole Jr. He will get back into this race, though. A driver who's been in the midfield all day, led a little bit earlier on, is Jesse Turner. Turner now is coming up through the field at a very high rate of speed now. His car hasn't handled well since the start of the race, though. Has a little front end damage, but watch Turner as this race keeps going. He's up to 9th. Here comes Matty Mite with help from Bobby Jones at the front of the field now. Randolph is in there now. There's a little separation back to the next pack as well here. This front pack is all over the place, though. Very close racing around this track. very nerve-wracking racing, if you ask me as well. We're not used to seeing this type of racing this late in the American 700. We're coming to the 500-mile mark. Lance Calvin now is in the lead group trying to get going here. The two Bradley Automotives start climbing their way through the field now. This is very, very tight quarters racing now as it keeps going. This race is very, very difficult for these drivers, and they've got to start getting a little bit fatigued as this race keeps going on and on and on. It's a race in which drivers love and hate at the same time. The 051 has brought down pit road. That would be Evan Byrne. Oh, he has an accident. Oh boy, we might get a caution here. Here it is for Evan Byrne. He would get wrecked by Chase Dunbar there into the wall, and that would bring out the next caution in the race. And tough break for Byrne there, as that would be a definite yellow flag. How was the damage on Dunbar? Looks like he got a lot of right side damage. It's a shame for Byrne because the Skylark team looked like they had shown some massive improvement as the week went on in Thunder Week here, and well, that's not going to help them. Coming out of the pits as well, Alex Rowe grenades the motor, becoming the fourth car out of this American 700 on lap 244. That's got to be a record. We've never gone this long with so little cars falling out of the race, and it's showing because this has been a very competitive, probably the most competitive American 700 we've ever had. And now Alex Rowe from 8th position on the grid is out. Oh, the 9 of Leanne Campana is also blown up, so now we're starting to see the reliability kick in now. With the 9 falling out of the race, now our pole sitter is done. Tough break for Leanne Campana. Normally, the DNCs are one of the more reliable cars on the grid, but clearly not in the case for Leanne Campana. On the restart, Zayden Davidson would lead, as now Bobby Jones dives for the lead himself. As here we go here. I accidentally bumped the accelerate button rather than the pause button for a sec there. My mistake there. That's why we didn't get the actual restart now. Jones dives down low. I'm sorry, Matty Myatt dives down low. Ard going even lower. We're coming up to the 500-mile mark of this American 700. And Bobby Jones has been the dominant car of the day. Across all stages of this race, Jones has been spectacular in that 29 car. Here comes Matty Myatt now. In second position, Ard is another really quick car. Kelvin up there. Vincent Allen has been strong all day. Here we go now. Down to turn 1 once again here. That is Quinton Moore and Daniel Bouchard. We're going to look to see where Byrne is. Is Byrne still on track? He still has speed in that car. We've had no slow down cars in this race at all. Also, 96 car of Jesse Turner in pit road with problems for the 96 car. Didn't see any mechanical problems for it, so it looks like it was just a probably handling issue. Couldn't keep the car under control. It is a Bradley Automotive 1-2 currently. Coming at the end of this lap is the 500-mile mark. And Bradley Automotive, they're second in team championship right now. If they would have thought that they would have had a 1-2 at the 500-mile mark in their first season of racing, at the 500-mile mark of the American 700, I bet they would have even laughed at you that they would be that strong. Here comes Vincent Allen down low. It's not going to be a 1-2 at the 500-mile mark. It's going to be a 1-3, but Bobby Jones leads at 500 mile. Problems for Zayden Davidson. Davidson had been so strong today. He had to bring it down pit road. Tough break for Zayden Davidson there. That's not going to be good for him. He is now a lap down. Looks like he thought a tire was going down, but there was no indication of that. 98 to go in this race, and now Vincent Allen leads this event. Ryan Griffin's still a lap down here, however, now that his teammate's down there as well, he has to pull the mantle for the Ford Performance Technologies team. He's going to have to try and get back on the lead lap, and now that Berkman's making it easy to get by Vincent Allen here. Here we go. Oh, Allen in the fence there. Lamas now is diving for the lead of this American 700. If he wins this race, this championship, it might become out of reach for some people, realistically. He already has a big point lead in the championship, and now with an American 700 win on top of that, that could make it even more difficult for them. For everybody else in the championship to catch up. Byrne, Ozkin, and Hart are all kind of struggling with slow lap times right now. That might be a problem as this race keeps going onward, but here, this has been just a thrilling showdown at the front of the field so far in this race, as here comes Cody Lamas down low trying to lap Tyler Berkman. Lance Calvin up there as well. I forgot to mention, but Jack Halleck had a speeding penalty and had a drive-through penalty where he had to stop in his box and immediately go again. So Halleck is only about a half a lap down, though. He did it on the restart, so that kind of saved him a bit there, but once again, here comes Lance Kelvin as now Cody Lamas has lost a couple of spots there. Oh, we got a car in the grass! That's Lance Kelvin! Oh no, there's something wrong with the 28 car from the lead of the race. And is that going to be a yellow flag? It is a yellow flag right here as oil is all over the front straightaway now. Yellow flag flies for the race leader at the time, Lance Kelvin. He has some engine trouble with that 28 car. He's going to get it to pit road, I think, but oh dear, Tim Randolph is your leader right now. Berkman and Kuznetsov might get their laps back, actually. So that actually helped them out quite a bit as they blast by the pace car. As Randolph, Pericles, and Blake could not get their laps back. Bobby Jones is still in second, even though his teammate now has major engine trouble, and I think they're going to try and work on that car a bit. And unfortunately, the pace car did pick up Kuznetsov and Berkman, and will probably put them back on the tail end of the lead lap, I believe. So that'll be problematic for them, as the Kelvin is a lap down and is coming back down pit road again here, so we'll see how that turns out for him here. We've got some rather shaky stuff going on back here as well. I'm not exactly sure who's supposed to be where. It says Hobbs is supposed to be leading this race, but I'm a little confused with what's going on here. Hobbs is... They're all trying to get into order here, and it's a little bit confusing for them. And now we got a problem with Tyler Berkman's car from one lap down in 24th position. So now Berkman has it sounds like a suspension problem on car 46. So that'll be interesting as we keep going. On the restart, it is Tim Randolph leading. Down into turn number 1 they go. And again, we've got some pretty interesting racing here, as now the field and drivers are just kind of holding on here now that we've got some reliability issues in this race as well. It's a suspension problem apparently with the, or it's a tire going down apparently on the 46. Here we go. Oh, Randolph in the fence now. Who's going to lead the first lap back green? It looks like it's going to be Bobby Jones, which, considering one of their cars fell out of the race, this is what they want to see happen. Of course, all these lap down cars, they're going to hope for a quick yellow to get back on the lead lap here. Number of cars now off the lead lap here. Meanwhile, the pack of lead lappers racing very hard. DJ Curtis, who we haven't seen since the start of the race, he had a very strong car earlier in the race now, is duking it out now, climbing through the field at a very high rate of speed. That is Raymond Fisher on the apron making a pass back there. I don't know how that worked out for him, but good on him if he's going to make that one work. Oh, contact there between the 18 and the 81. They're not teammates, but they're both driving for a Toyota car. The 18 has not had a great day today since the start of the race. 46 just came out of the pits, that being Tyler Berkman. Ooh, dang, this is going to be a wild, wild showdown at the front of the field now. There's Dale Cole Jr. We still only have like 35 cars left in this race. So we are doing a very good job here. Look at Bobby Jones has such a fast car now. And now DJ Curtis is closing in as well. Ryan Griffin's the lap down, trying to get back on the lead lap. Just awesome showdown here at the front of the field. The 08 car on pit road. Lots of cars on pit road, it looks like. the 20 and the, so it's Dunbar, Fordale, Pericles, all of these cars all came on pit road. I'm not sure why they did, but they did. All together in unison, these 4 cars came down pit road, and I'm not exactly sure why they did. They're all from 4 different teams. Oh no, Silver Speed brought down Dunbar and Pericles together. Maybe to try and hope for a quick yellow. Or maybe trying to hope for the long run here, but we haven't seen that in the later stages of this race. So it's being very, very, I don't understand that pit move there. Vincent Allen now has taken over the lead with Mitch Hobbs and DJ Curtis following suit. Bobby Jones has fallen a little bit off the pace there. I think Calvin fell out of the race. No, Calvin's still in it, but he has some serious engine damage here. And that will be a problem for the pack, I think, eventually here, as DJ Curtis and Vincent Allen, I'm sorry, are duking it out at the front of the field now. And now that we've got some slow cars that they're going to have to deal with, namely the 28 car, things might get a bit shaky now because we haven't had that all day. Here comes Bouchard and Presto down low now. Bouchard hasn't been hardly anywhere all day and has been very strong. Oh, problems for the 14 car. He goes up against the wall there, and I think he has a tire going down. And that's actually going to put debris on the track, and that's a yellow. And right here, it would be him getting into the wall here. He gets into the wall here, and that's what sent the debris everywhere here and brought out the yellow flag right there. So Vincent Allen, from dominating the race now, is going to the back with a tire going down. So before we go green, here's the running order for the American 700 on lap 273 of 350. Oh, we might have another issue here. No, it's just Turner pitting. So DJ Curtis, Aiden Shepard is a lap down, not sure why. Matty Myatt, Jordan Presto, the 2 Faulkner Kellys are looking very strong. Then we have Vanderpesch, Bouchard, Hobbs, Hirano, Lamas, Jones, Perkins. More issues on pit road, that's a 12. Fisher, Monaco, Randolph. Ozkin is back on the lead lap. How we got that back, I don't know. Ard, Freeze, Tauger, Hart, Halleck, and now Vincent Allen, the fastest car, I think right now in the race, is now at the back of the field. That's your lead lap car. Shepard is 1 lap down. Pericles is 2 laps down. Blake is 1 lap down. Moore is 3 laps down. 1 lap down for Kuznetsov. Rogers is 2 laps down. Griffin's 1 lap down. Byrne is 2 laps down. Fordale is 1 lap down. Davidson's a lap down. Kelvin is a lap down, and Cole is 2 laps down. Away we go at the front of the field. Green flag is out. Also, Chase Dunbar is a number of laps down. I think he's like 4 down. Here we go. Once again here, Kelvin once again slow off the line in the back. Luckily, he's restarted toward the back of that group. And off we go once again here. A bunch of these Silver Speeds are going to try and get back on the lead lap here and hope for a quick yellow. DJ Curtis now, last year's winner, leads the race. Down to turn 3 and 4 they go. We got cars just zigzagging all over this track here. Oh, we got Curtis and Myatt in the fence. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie. Looks like Presto's going for the lead now. Presto is our leader. Bobby Jones is trying to get the inside to start cranking. Where's the 14 of Vincent Allen? He actually lost a bit of the pack when they had to deal with Calvin and Dunbar. Byrne, of course, has damage. Vince Freeze and Noah Hart have been nowhere basically all day. I think they both had brief stints at the front of the field. Bobby Jones looking down low. Trying to get going. Jones is the leader of the race now. Hobbs is in second. Third is the great Sean Perkins, 3-time American 700 winner. Fourth is Bouchard. Hobbs in the fence, but he gets off of it easy. This pack is very, very close quarter right now. And is Ard going to try and make it 5 wide? Almost looked like it there. Luckily, Ard thinks better of it and backs off and helps his teammate Noah Hart for a little bit there. Look how quickly Maddie Maya fell back. She was restarting, I think, second, and now she's all the way down in the middle of the Hornet's nest. Daniel Bouchard dives for the lead now. First time I think we've seen Bouchard all day lead the race. Sean Perkins is trying to slot into second on Bobby Jones now. Here he goes. He's going to get second here now as DJ Curtis in the 7. Actually, it's the 007. You got to keep that in mind. Slots into third position. Or actually into fourth still. Hasn't gotten Jones yet. We didn't notice it at first, but Chase Dunbar has a lot of rear end damage from pit road contact last time by. Oh, we got the 14 with more tire issues. Oh, we got a crash. That'll be a yellow flag. 14 again. And this is a definite tire failure. Extreme tire failure now on Vincent Allen. Luckily, no other cars were near him. Car just loses a right front there. Into the wall he goes. And out comes the yellow flag for Vincent Allen there. As 2 cars were coming up here, they had to throw the yellow here. And there goes Jack Halleck and Lance Kelvin and Chase Dunbar by. Oh, we got a bigger wreck further up the track. This might be the big one. Sean Ard's in it. Austin Rogers, Bobby Jones is in it, the dominant car of the day. And that's the big one, I think, right there. And this was, of course, coming back to the caution flag here. Jones comes down on Darren Blake, doesn't pay attention there, and Ard had nowhere to go there. Noah Hart with a... Oh, Hart gets a little rear end damage there from Trek Tauger there. And I think Nick Pericles also got damage in that. And with the way that today has gone, this is probably our big one for the day. And Bobby Jones, we're not sure of his medical condition because they did take a while. Oh, no, he is fine. Bobby Jones is fine. I'm sorry. I thought that Sean Ard is the one that we're unsure of the medical condition. He was communicating with his with the track medical crew here, and well, it was just a big hit to the rear end of Bobby Jones's car there. And Ard, he already had a major accident this year. This was his first race back, and he gets another bad one right there. We are on board with Sean Ard now here on the lap 280 caution here. It's lap 280 is the big one this year. And Ard goes right into the back there, and just not a whole lot he could have done to avoid Bobby Jones there. We're going on board. The 18 of Noah Hart here. Accident happens in front of him. And just a little bit of contact there from the car behind. On board with Trek Tauger. Keep in mind, the caution's already out. And I think Bobby Jones just misjudged it. Well, oh, that is a lot of rear end damage on the 18 there. And you have to feel for Bobby Jones, the most dominant car of the day. He has the helmet cam also. Most dominant car of the day, Bobby Jones here. Actually, that one might have actually been on Blake there. We're going to take another look at that incident again here. I'm not really willing to put that on Jones right there. I'm not willing to put that on Jones right there because I want to take another look at that. Was it Jones or Blake here? No, that's Jones. He came down on Blake there. That is all on Jones. And just right there, that is an incident that you do not want to be a part of. One more onboard camera with Austin Rogers. And here we go. Just Rogers gets on the brake here. Gets into... Wow, Cody Lamas got really lucky there. But, Austin Rogers, I think, is falling out of the race from that. Again, one more time here. Jones comes down on Darren Blake, gets up into the fence again there, and that's where Sean Ard gets a big piece there. Ard did get out of his car eventually and was taken to the infield care center. We do believe he's going to be all right there. And then you could just see all these cars here just stacking up behind. Just in that situation, not a whole lot you're going to do. Daniel Bouchard will lead on the restart here. There was no mechanical problems on that caution there. We'll see who is out in a minute here from that caution there. We just came back here. It is Hobbs and Bouchard at the front of the field, and oh boy, we got Lance Calvin's really old enough for people now on the inside line back here. As we got some damaged cars here, already 5 wide further back here as they were trying to get by Calvin. Oh dear. We got some cars that aren't damaged. They're either Vince and Allen somehow still in this race. I don't know how, but he is. Race keeps going though. Also, Dale Cole Jr. coming down pit road. That's going to be it hasn't been a great day for Cole Jr. in his maiden American 700 start. At the front of the field now, Mitch Hobbs and Daniel Bouchard lead this race. Jordan Presto dives for the lead now in this American 700. And here we go. Sean Perkins is also up there. Hopefully we can get some green flag running in because we haven't had this in a while here. The 11th caution was our big one. We needed a lot of cars to fall out, I believe, though. As Matty Myatt wait a minute, is Ozkin still on the lead lap? I am sorry, Ozkin is the leader of the race right now. My apologies. Samet Ozkin once again in the Medina Moro leading this race. Gets back on the lead lap from the lap down and now is leading. And now with Bobby Jones out of the race, I think the race just goes completely up in the air. So we did miss it, but Jesse Turner fell out of the race due to a header under that yellow. And we also saw an incident where Sean Ard is out. And I'm gonna actually click over to see who is out again. It is Berkman went out with the suspension issues. Turner is out, Rogers is out, Ard is out, and Jones is out from that big one incident there. 30 cars still left in this race. 18 of them on the lead lap now that Blake has just tried to get back on the lead lap. Really, 16 on the lead lap. I'm not sure where Bouchard is. Oh, Bouchard just pitted. That's why. So Bouchard, who I think has the camera glitch issue, is now a lap down as well. So it's down to 15 cars on the lead lap now. Ozkin would get into the fence, letting a bunch of cars by. I believe Presto now. No, Matty Myatt is the leader of the race now. Second position is Vanderpesh. Third is Presto, so the GTRs are doing a very good job. Vince Freeze comes from nowhere to take over fourth in this race. Randolph is up there again. He was dominant early on with Jones. And now this race is really just kicking off now. Mitch Hobbs is also in this with Cody Lamas as well. Lamas, of course, did that really gutsy avoidance of that accident there. Nearly got in it. Presto would bring it down pit road here on lap 299, or 298. He's coming on to 299 here. He's going to be the first car to make a dive for pit road now that a lot of cars have slowly fallen out of this race. There is an expectation that it'll last a little bit longer. Cody Lamas takes the lap 299 here, and we're going to see one of these drivers is going to lead at the 600-mile mark of this event. And you're going to see things get very, very intense in the final bit of this race here. Presto brought it down pit road a little early. They're hoping that there won't be a yellow there. Curtis also on pit road finally as well. Which driver is going to lead at that mark line here? Looks like Perkins is bringing it down on pit road as well here. Cody Lamas leads at the 600-mile mark of this American 700. Quinton Moore on this pit cycle has hit debris, and there is debris out on track, but again, they're going to let cars go, and hopefully they're not going to hit it, and then they might throw the yellow after the pit cycle. Okay, so we're back under that situation again. And just coming to the yellow flag, Jordan Presto would lap Ryan Griffin with a little bit to go. And here we go. This is it. Lap 307. Under this caution, Noah Hart would fall out due to suspension problems. So once again, another American 700 that Noah Hart does not finish. That would be it for him. Tough break for the driver of the 18 car. Restart order when we go green. It's Lamas, Vanderpesh, Vince Freeze, Samet Ozkin, Matty Myatt, Jordan Presto, Sean Perkins, Tim Randolph, Raymond Fisher, Daniel Bouchard, Eric Monaco, DJ Curtis, Mitch Hobbs, Trek Tauger, and Jack Halleck. And here we go. Under 100 miles to go in this event. And we're off once again. Lamas gets a great start here after the 12th restart of the race. And Kelvin is very, very slow at that front of that group there. DJ Curtis trying down low. Oh boy, that is a very tightly compacted pack back here. And this is where things get very scary, is when you have a situation like this and there's cars bumping and banging all over the place. Hobbs nearly gets put into the wall by Kelvin. And here we go once again here. Looks like Shepard goes on the apron to make that move work. And here we go. Kelvin did do a good job spreading out the field now. Vanderpesh leads on lap 312. We had a big one on 312 a number of years ago, if I recall correctly. Tauger is apparently claiming there's a vibration in that car. We are past the 4-hour mark in this race as well, so again, it's been a long one tonight. A really long race. Presto to the lead now, and now Randolph's diving for it. There's Vanderpesh, Ozkin. Bouchard's on the lead lap with Perkins and Freeze. Lamas is back there as well. The dominant car in the later stages of the race has been that 48 car. Here we go. Are we done with the yellows? Hopefully we are. Sean Perkins, a driver that has not done much of anything today, is now in the lead group for his 4th American 700 possibly. And now Perkins is a driver to watch as he takes over the lead from Tim Randolph. You also have Mitch Hobbs down there. It's a Supra 1-2-4 right now with Daniel Bouchard up there. This American 700 is really heating up. You've got 2 of the 3 remaining Nissan GTRs working with each other as well here. Matty Myatt's a little further back with Vince Freeze as well. They're trying to get a run going. Where is Lamas in all of this? Lamas is actually way far back. He is having some issues with that car. Hopefully he is probably still all right in this race, though. Could it be Sean Perkins with his 4th American 700 as Randolph retakes the lead? Could it be Perkins' 4th American 700 today? And now Sean Perkins retakes the lead from Daniel Bouchard, Tim Randolph, and Mitch Hobbs. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie. This race is getting very competitive at the front of the field as Dunbar and Kelvin are about 3/4 of a lap down now. Maybe a half lap down. Maybe probably about a third of a lap down now. They will be a factor if they keep staying green. DJ Curtis now is coming up the order to take over 3rd position. We're coming down to only 50 miles to go in this race. And now this whole field is getting very, very tightly packed. Where is the 22 in all of this? Of Ozkin. Ozkin's a little further back, but he's still on the lead lap. We'll go through the order before they pit. It is Randolph, Bouchard, Curtis, Presto, Hobbs, Perkins, Vanderpesh, Myatt, Monaco, Ozkin, Freeze, Fisher, Lamas, Tauger, Halleck in that order is your lead lap cars. And these 2 lap cars might be a problem on the pit stop cycle. Right now, Ryan Griffin has gotten himself back on the lead lap. If he gets a quick yellow, he would, I think, get back on the lead lap here. But Mitch Hobbs now, along with Daniel Bouchard, needs to, I think, they're all just going to try and figure out some way to get this last pit stop done. And you want to keep it as late as you possibly can so you don't have to worry about fuel at the end. This is going to be it for them. as Bouchard and Hobbs have tossed the position back and forth. Lance Calvin would bring it down pit road. There is another guy on pit road. I think it's Dale Cole Jr. is also on pit road, so we're starting to see that last pit stop cycle take place here. And this is going to make it a fuel mileage race at the end of it if it stays green. Oh dear. Here we go. 48 on pit road now. Some of these guys further back down the order, they're going to try and short pit and get themselves back into this race, but they're probably going to have to save fuel at the end. This is now becoming a very interesting race now. At the front of the field, it's DJ Curtis, Sean Perkins, and Tim Randolph. Everybody else comes down pit road. That being Bouchard, Hobbs, etc. This is getting very, very tense at the front of the field now. Presto with a good pit stop. Vanderpesh did not get a good stop there, I can tell. Vanderpesh is taking his sweet time getting out of the pits. He's going to have a long way to go to catch up. Presto had the fastest stop there, but did they get enough fuel in the car is the question. Who are the drivers that we're going to have to watch now? Where are some of these drivers? There's Randolph on pit road. Perkins and Curtis. Remember, they stayed out longer. Can they go further on fuel at the end of this run? They're going to be a long way down the order, I think, because I see Presto in the background there. And they're coming up to lap he's coming up to lap Kelvin. There's Perkins right there. It's going to turn into a tire mileage. It's going to turn into tire and fuel mileage race now, I believe. Presto is in the lead of the American 700, presumably after the final pit stop, but does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Oh, wait. I was looking. I thought maybe that was Lamas way up in the lead there. Randolph is in second. Third goes to DJ Curtis. Fourth, Mitch Hobbs. Fifth is Daniel Bouchard. Sixth is Oskin. Seventh is Perkins coming off that corner there. Eighth is Myatt. Ninth is Monaco. 10th is Lamas. 11th is Freeze. 12th is Vanderpesh with a slow pit stop. Raymond Fisher is 13th on the lead lap still. 14th is Tauger and 15th is Halleck. Presto and Randolph now are duking it out at the front of the field. And there's Samet Oskin blowing up, and that's going to bring out a yellow. Oh dear, here we go. Yellow flag run at the end of this race. Oh dear. And this is right as Randolph has passed Presto here coming to the line. Oskin had engine damage and dumped some oil on the track there in the 22 car. So on lap 335, the yellow flies for Samet Oskin blowing up the motor, or at least having a cylinder go down and dumping oil on the track. Caution number 13 flies. And this is going to get intense. Interesting enough here, Ryan Griffin and Aiden Shepard, whoever Aiden Shepard is, have gotten... Oh no, Shepard is not back on the lead lap. I thought he was. Ryan Griffin has been put back on the lead lap now. Oskin's car is a lap down with an engine problem. They did have oil on the track. They fixed it from leaking oil, but it might not go the rest of the way. Here we go. Tim Randolph, a relative unknown in the ARCSOA Elite Series. Jordan Presto and Daniel Bouchard. None of these guys pitted this last caution. So they're still close on fuel, but they don't want to lose out that spot there. On track position, Mitch Hobbs, DJ Curtis, Sean Perkins, Matty Myatt, Cody Lamas, Vince Freeze, Eric Monaco, Vanderpesh, Fisher, Tauger, Halleck, and now Griffin are on the lead lap, gonna duke it out. These 15 cars for 11 laps for this American 700. Tim Randolph, a relative unknown, could pull off the upset of the century and win the American 700 on debut in this series. If he pulls this off, it would be something special. Jordan Presto on his first American 700 also up there. Daniel Bouchard is up there as well. Mitch Hobbs on debut. And DJ Curtis, the reigning champion of the American 700. This is the last possible lap that you could have a double file restart. Who's it gonna be? Pace car is in. With 11 to go, Tim Randolph gets the green flag, and here we go. Who will pull this off? Kelvin is holding up the back of the field. Hirano was very smart, diving low early. Ryan Griffin's being held up by Halleck, who's down a cylinder with engine trouble. Now he's going to be held up by Kelvin. I don't think he's going to win this American 700, but he finally got back on the lead lap. Randolph now is struggling with these lap cars going underneath him. Here comes Daniel Bouchard down low here. Bouchard's going to try and take over the lead of this race. He does. Look at all the lap cars trying to get out in front. Daniel Bouchard with 10 to go takes the lead of the American 700. Now Bouchard slides up. Randolph's going to get him again here. Here comes Matty Myatt way down low. Matty Myatt comes out of nowhere. Takes the lead of the American 700 with help from DJ Curtis and Vince Freeze, actually. Oh dear, here we go. Matty Myatt to the lead of this American 700 in a slower car that struggled all day. Matty Myatt leads the American 700 with 9 laps to go. Nearly won it a number of years ago. But Daniel Bouchard trying to get the outside of work. Here comes DJ Curtis down low with Raymond Fisher down there. Fisher was really strong earlier in this race. Monaco's up there in a damaged 95 car. He's been damaged all day and is up there battling. Was Monaco just holding back all day? Matty Myatt with 8 to go takes the lead of this race. Can anyone mount a charge? Kuznetsov's a lap down. We got Presto trying something with Perkins back here with Daniel Bouchard going by on the inside. Myatt's having a tough time getting by the lap car of Shepard. Curtis now is down low, trying to chase down the race leader, Matty Myatt. And Curtis does get by that pack of cars. Myatt had a lot of clean air there, but we know her car hasn't been the strongest all day. Although none of the top 3 have. None of the top 3 have been the class of the field. None of the top 4, because Monaco's in this now. Monaco has had a damaged car all day. And now they've dispatched Aiden Shepard. And now it's Matty Myatt, DJ Curtis, Raymond Fisher, Eric Monaco. Here comes Curtis now, trying to get 2 in a row for the American 700. His 3rd American 700's on the line. He goes to the lead with 6 laps to go in this race. Monaco in the fence. I think that did it for Monaco. I don't think he'll be an American 700 champion again this year. Lamas and Randolph are closing. Fisher's there as well. Perkins is there, going for his 4th American 700 now that Curtis is leading. And this American 700 has just gotten a lot more wild. We're coming to only a handful to go. Will Matty Myatt be able to form a charge? Will Raymond Fisher or Perkins? We know Perkins has a quick car at the end of this one here. We've seen heroic last couple lap dives by John Art a couple of years ago. Perkins gets Fisher. Perkins is coming in now. Randolph gets into the side of Fisher. The battle of 2-7 cars could take place in this race. Matty Myatt's looking low now to take over the lead. Here comes Perkins. He's made a charge from the back. Or from the midfield, really. Matty Myatt, with 4 to go now, is trying to take the lead of this race. A caution now would end it. The 36 to the lead in the Faulkner-Kelly car. Winner at Arkansas. I previously said Jesse Turner won in Arkansas. That wasn't the case. I made a mistake on that. Sean Perkins now is trying to take over second position. Perkins dives for the lead now. Perkins is going for his 4th American 700. Randolph in the wall. Perkins will lead at the line, I think. No, maybe Myatt got that one at the line. 3 laps to go in this American 700. Perkins, though, will get the lead this time with DJ Curtis closing. Sean Perkins, the American 700 king, has the lead of the race and is trying to gap them. Coming to 2 to go. It's a battle of the 2-7 cars. They've been neck to neck all day with each other. Every time I've seen them on pit road, they've been next to each other. DJ Curtis is going for his 3rd to tie Perkins, but if Perkins wins it, he is still going to be the all-time American 700 leader with 2 laps to go. White House, Ohio versus Missouri. At the front of the field, Curtis is there. Myatt is also there. Mitch Hobbs is trying to get a last-ditch effort there to make it 4 cars in a line, and Cody Lamas as well. 1.5 laps to go. It's going to be Curtis v. Perkins, I think. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Coming to the white flag. It is going to be Curtis v. Perkins. Curtis dives. Will there be enough time for Perkins to make a run? Curtis takes the white flag. It is a 7-car versus 7-car battle at the front of the field. There was controversy about these 2 cars both entering 7. And Perkins is not sliding down. I think it's going to be 2 in a row for DJ Curtis. He comes off of turn 2. Down the backstretch, there's no one in sight. Perkins tried to get his 4th there, but coming into turn 3, DJ Curtis somehow has done it. This is going to be another day for Curtis. We got problems in the back. No, never mind that. DJ Curtis is an American 700 champion for the 3rd time in 2nd year in succession. Curtis is your winner today. After a 4-hour and 33-minute race, DJ Curtis tried to hold off the master here, and now they're both tied for the most American 700s of all time. DJ Curtis has done it again. He wasn't even full-time this year. But everybody has got to be happy for DJ Curtis winning this American 700 once again. Congrats to DJ Curtis there. Perkins comes home 2nd. Hobbs is 3rd. 4th goes to Lamas. Or no, 5th went to Lamas, I'm sorry. We'll take a look at the full order here in a second, but great job, DJ Curtis there. After the caution, there was an incident here between Raymond Fisher and Daniel Bouchard here. They would wreck in front of the field here, and actually, there would be another car involved in this as the cars are trying to drive away here. It was Do It for Dale Jr., I think, was involved in it. Yep, right there, Do It for Dale Jr. and Jack Halleck got involved as well. After the caution there, not what anybody wanted to see there. DJ Curtis is your American 700 champion with Sean Perkins 2nd, Mitch Hobbs 3rd, Matty Myatt 4th, Cody Lamas 5th, Tim Randolph 6th, Vince Freeze 7th, Raymond Fisher 8th, Jordan Presto 9th, Daniel Bouchard 10th, Ryan Griffin 11th, 12th goes to Eric Monaco, 13th goes to Vanderpesh, 14th goes to Tauger, 15th goes to Halleck, 16th goes to Shepard, 1 lap down. 17th to Kuznetsov, 18th to Blake, 19th to Davidson, 20th to Hirano, 21st to Fordale, 22nd to Samet Oskin, 23rd to Vincent Allen, 24th to Byrne, 25th to Cole Jr., 26th to Quentin Moore, 27th to Pericles, 28th to Calvin, 29th to Dunbar, 30th to Hart, 31st to Bobby Jones, 32nd to Ard, 33rd to Rogers, 34th to Turner, 35th to Berkman, 36th to Rowe, 37th to Campana, 38th to Roy, 39th to Griffith, and 40th to Kenny Myatt. That is your finishing order for this American 700. We'll get points to you later after this event, but it's been a thrilling American 700. We'll see you for the points post-race video where we interview the competitors in this race. Thanks all for watching.